Hello, hello, hi. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome to a new live stream. Hola, hola a todos. Bienvenidos a un nuevo en vivo. ¿Cómo están? Hello. Welcome to a new live stream. How are you today? I hope everything is great. Espero que todo esté muy bien. Today we are going to talk about 5 common Spanish phrases. This is episode 13, I believe. So if you want to watch previous episodes, please feel free to browse my channel. And you can learn so many, many things about Spanish. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members. Janko Juan, Regulation D, Brianna L, Nick Ross, Robert Green, Michael Lee, Gregory Ramirez, Ruby Brockenberry, Christopher Michael, and David Beaver. Thank you guys for the support. El cafecito está delicioso. Muchas gracias por el apoyo. If you like what I do and if you want me to give you a shout out, you can also get a Cafecito membership. So if you want to know about the perks and more information about it, please click on the join button down below. You can find that in the description. And well, actually, I think it's next to the subscribe button somewhere there. Somewhere there. Yeah. Feel free to check that out. And once again, thank you, Cafecito members. I appreciate the support. Muchas gracias. Okay, so remember that I'm live streaming. So if you have any questions about what we're going to learn, if you want to say hola, if you want to practice your Spanish, you can use the live chat for that. The only thing you gotta do is subscribe. That's for free. So you can click on the subscribe button down below. Okay, let's get started. Let's talk about 5 common phrases, Spanish phrases, and you can use them pretty much every day for sure if you have to say certain things, and we will talk about all of that. Okay, and we'll see some examples as well. 5 phrases you must know. Episode number 13. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. The first phrase, guys. Let's see what we have here. The first phrase is cuidarse de. Cuidarse de. So we have the verb cuidar, which means a few things. Cuidar can be used in different situations. It can mean to take care of, to look after, to care for, or sometimes to pay attention. Okay, so it has a few meanings. The verb that I'm talking about is right here, cuidar, cuidar, cuidar. If we have se attached to the verb, that means that you can use certain pronouns, reflexive pronouns like me, te, se, nos. Okay, so os, if you are in Spain, you can use that pronoun for sure. And so that's just an indication. If you see this, that's just an indication that you can use those pronouns. De means from or of. Okay, so cuidarse de as a phrase means, let's see what it means. It means to take care of oneself. So once again, we are talking about reflexive pronouns here. You can be talking about yourself or herself, himself, themselves. Okay, so we could be talking about that. So essentially, this phrase is about to pay attention. You need to pay attention. If you are in a dangerous situation, you need to be careful. So this phrase is about that. Let's look at some examples. I mean, it could be dangerous situations or situations where you need to somehow take care of your health or something like that. That also applies. Okay, so the first example, let's look at the first example. Es importante cuidarse del sol en verano. Es importante cuidarse del sol en verano. This means it is important to take care of yourself from the sun in summer. Okay, so just be careful because, if you get too much sunlight, you can get cancer. You can have health problems. It could be something as, like a burn or something like that, or it could be something more serious like cancer. So yes, that's what this sentence is about. So let's look at some examples. Why did I say that? I'm sorry. Let's break this down. Es means it is. Okay? Es can mean it is. We don't have a specific word for it in Spanish. We have a bunch of different ways to say it in Spanish. It can be lo, la, le. It depends what you're talking about. But when you say es means it is. Okay? Context is very important. So es importante, this phrase right here, es importante means it is important. Okay? Es importante. Cuidarse del. So that's the phrase that we're learning today. Cuidarse del. Cuidarse, we have the pronoun close to the verb. It pretty much became one word. Cuidarse del. We're using del because in Spanish, when you have de él, two words, de él, you don't say it like that. You don't leave it like that. You don't say de el sol. No, you have to make it one word. De él becomes del. Okay? And that's because sol is a noun and it's masculine. That's why it can be, you can say el sol, the sun. Okay? So del, cuidarse del, to take care of yourself, because we have the pronoun here that indicates that. Del sol, from the sun, okay? And then we have in verano, summer. En verano, in summer, okay? So remember that it's very important to know that first you can use the pronouns, different pronouns here, and also the el becomes del, okay? So we have de plus the definite article el together right here, okay? Del. So let's remember that. Hello, great at work. Thank you so much for becoming a Cafecito member. I think you renewed your membership. Thank you so much for that. And welcome. Welcome, great at work. Welcome. Bienvenido. Okay, so let's look at the next example. And let's see what we have here. Debo cuidarme de los resfriados en invierno. Debo cuidarme de los resfriados en invierno. This means you should take care of myself from colds in winter. So you don't want to get sick. You don't want to get sick, right? It's something important that that you need to pay attention to. If you see someone coughing around you, I think you should just, not be too close to that person. I think that's a good idea. But let's break this down. Let's see how cuidarse de works here. Debo, yo debo. We don't need to say yo. We need to say debo. And that means I. Sorry, I don't know why I have you. My bad. I should. Yo debo. I should. Cuidarme de. We have the phrase we're learning here. We have the pronoun me. Cuidar me. And that means take care of. And you are talking about yourself. Okay? About yourself. So, debo cuidarme de means I should take care of myself. Let's include that. Myself. Los resfriados. When you have de los resfriados, you're also indicating, or it's similar to saying from colds. Do you remember I said de also means from? So this phrase here is pretty much talking about, take care of myself, but also explains or says something like from, okay? Los resfriados means colds. We have the definite article los, masculine and plural. Why? Because we're talking about resfriados, which is a noun and it's masculine and plural. Okay? En means in. Invierno, winter. Okay? Invierno, verano is summer. Invierno is winter. Okay? So, interesting. Remember that cuidarse de means to take care of oneself. So that's important. It can change, of course. You can change this to different pronouns. And this sometimes can be del. It depends what we're talking about. Okay? Excellent. Do you guys have any questions? Great at work. Estamos en el edificio. Great example. Thank you for sharing as well. C. Thank you for creating these nice lessons. You have a great style of teaching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm trying to simplify Spanish as much as I can. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the lessons. Thank you so much, C. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. Let's learn the next phrase. Partir en. Partir. Partir means quite a few things. I'll let you know what it means. And en means in or on or at. It depends on the situation. Estoy en la casa. I'm at home. Estoy en Las llaves están en la mesa. The keys are on the table. Or it could be las llaves están en la caja. The keys are in the box. So en has quite a few meanings for sure. Okay, so the meaning of this phrase is to divide into or to split into. Just think of a cake. You need to split it into, I don't know, many pieces, or you need to divide something into many pieces. So you can use the phrase partir en. Partir en. Partir, this verb means to cut. Okay, to cut. Also, it means to cut, to split, to break, to crack as well. So we're talking about different things here, but essentially you are dividing or splitting things, okay? Cutting things as well. Parte el pastel, cut the cake, okay? So you can say that. But when you have en, okay, when you have the word en, then you're gonna say, you know, into. Okay, partir means to divide. It's similar to saying to divide and also to split or to cut. Okay, so let's look at some examples using, I didn't want to do that. Let's look at some examples using this phrase. It's almost like a phrasal verb. Okay, so the first example is, partieron el pastel en 8 partes. Partieron el pastel en 8 partes. So let's see the meaning of this sentence. They divided the cake into 8 pieces. So this is a very easy example, pretty basic, but it's important to know how to use this phrase. And yeah, even though it's basic, it's very important. It's an important phrase to learn. Okay, partieron means ellos partieron. We don't need ellos, which means they in Spanish. We need partieron, okay, which is the verb. Partieron means they divided, okay? And then we have the noun, el pastel, the cake. Now we have en. So we can have a noun in the middle of the phrase, okay? Partieron el pastel en, they divided the cake into, okay? Ocho means 8, the number 8. Partes means pieces. Partes, pieces. Excellent. Now, that's a very easy sentence. Very easy. You can also say partieron en 8 partes el pastel. So you can place the noun at the end. Partieron en 8 partes el pastel. And that also works. It works. But also you can say it like this. Partieron el pastel en 8 partes. Excellent. Let's look at the next example. Vamos a partir la manzana en 4 pedazos. Vamos a partir la manzana en 4 pedazos. This means, let me show you what it means. Let's split the apple into 4 pieces or chunks. Pedazos can mean chunks as well. I just wanted to put that there for you to know a different meaning of pedazos. Okay. Vamos. Vamos means let's. It can mean other things like let's go. When you are saying, let's go, you can do it. Vamos, vamos, tú puedes. Okay. So it's an expression as well. Vamos in this situation means let's. Vamos a. When you also include a, vamos a, you're adding more to the sentence. You want to say, let's do something, right? Something. I don't know what, but I'll let you know because I'm adding more to the sentence. Partir. Partir, we have partir here, split. And then en, we have it as well over here. And that means into. In the middle, we have la manzana, which means the apple. Okay? Vamos a partir la manzana en. Let's split the apple into four pedazos. Pedazos means pieces or chunks. Now, the letter Z in Spanish is very similar to the S in English. So you don't have to say pedazos or something like that. You can just say it as, as the letter S in English. Pedazos, pedazos. Okay? Vamos a partir la manzana en 4 pedazos. Let's split the apple into 4 pieces or 4 chunks. Dame un pedazo. Give me a chunk. That's interesting. I like the word pedazos. I don't know. It's quite interesting. Okay. Remember, partir en means to divide into or to split into. You can also say in this situation right here, you can say vamos a partir en 4 pedazos la manzana. You can say it in that order as well, and it works. It works. It's correct. Excellent. Do you guys have any questions? This was phrase number 2. Phrase number 2, very, very good, very helpful. That's a very common phrase to use in Spanish. Phrasal verb for sure. Okay, so let's look at the next phrase. Acumularse. It's actually one word, but it can become 2 words because we have, again, this part here. Sometimes reflexive pronouns can go before the verb, okay? And the verb is, in this situation, acumular. Acumular. Acumularse is the phrase we're learning right now. And this means to pile up. To pile up. Oh my goodness. It happens. It happens. So acumularse means to pile up. For example, I can say, la nieve se acumuló durante la noche. La nieve se acumuló durante la noche. This means the snow piled up overnight. So, man, winter's coming. That's for sure. So I might see some of that pretty soon. La nieve se acumuló durante la noche. The snow piled up overnight. So let's break this down. La nieve. The V sound in Spanish is very similar to B as in bell in English. Nieve. The snow. La nieve. Also, it means ice cream in some Latin American countries. La nieve. Quiero una nieve de fresa. I want strawberry ice cream. So, nieve can also mean ice cream. La nieve, the snow. Se acumuló. Here is the phrase we're learning. We have the verb acumular conjugated in preterite tense, past tense, and we have the reflexive pronoun se acumuló, piled up. Okay? We're referring to the snow, of course. Se refers to the snow. So we're kind of saying it twice in the sentence, and that happens in Spanish. Yeah. Durante la noche. This phrase right here means overnight. Okay? Durante means during. La noche means the night. As a phrase, durante la noche means overnight. Okay? That's an important one as well. Okay. Let's look at the next example. Los deberes se acumulan si no los haces a tiempo. Los deberes se acumulan si no los haces a tiempo. This means tasks pile up if you don't do them on time. Okay? So it happens. Yeah. We're always busy. We always have things to do. And if we don't do them, they can pile up. Okay. So, los deberes means tasks. Los deberes. Some people call them las tareas. Las tareas, tasks. But tareas also means homework. Okay? Tarea means homework. So let me just put it here so you can see the spelling. And it's feminine. Las tareas. Okay? It can mean homework, specifically without the S. La tarea, homework. Or las tareas can mean tasks. Or also you can say los deberes. I think that's a better word for tasks. So you're more specific that it's, tasks. And also it can mean duties if you say los deberes, duties. But I mean, it's normal. One word can mean different things in Spanish, just as in English, one word can mean different things as well. Okay, los deberes, tasks, se acumulan. Se acumulan. We have the phrase we're learning right here. Again, we're saying se because we're referring to deberes. Okay, se acumulan, pile up. Si, without the accent mark on top of the letter I, means if. No los haces. Tú no los haces. We don't need tú. We can say no los haces. You don't do them. Okay? And a tiempo. A tiempo is a phrase that means on time. Okay? Llegaste a tiempo. You're here on time. Hazlo a tiempo. Do it on time. Okay? So a tiempo is a great phrase that means on time. Okay, so remember, acumularse means to pile up. Okay, so you can use se, of course, in this situation because you are talking about things like snow or tasks that you need to do. So remember that se is a common thing to use when saying acumularse. Okay? Excellent. Excellent. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions? Usualmente cuando llegamos al trabajo, partimos en dos grupos. Now, that is an interesting example. So you're saying when you get to work, you split into two groups. When talking about groups like people, I would use a different verb like dividir. Dividir means to divide. So let me show you really quickly here. Dividir en. So that means dividir means to divide. It's like that's pretty much the literal meaning of dividir. Partir, when you're saying partir, just imagine that you have one thing like a cake or like an apple or something like that, and you have to cut it into different pieces or split it into different pieces, divide it into different pieces. But we're talking about the action of almost literally cutting something into, different pieces. When talking about people, that's not the case because we're not talking about things, but people. And I would use dividir more than partir, okay? And you can say dividir en. For example, usualmente cuando llegamos al trabajo, nos dividimos en dos grupos, okay? So dividir is more like the verb that you need in that situation. And en, you can also use en, dividir en, okay? So it's good, it makes sense, but I would use dividir, okay? Thank you for sharing, great at work. Okay, let's continue. Phrase number 4. Quedarse sin. Quedarse sin. Quedarse sin means to run out of something. So we could be talking about, for example, things that you eat, like bread, fruit, vegetables, food in general, and other things, right? It could be ink. If you have a printer and you need ink, you ran out of ink, okay? And pretty much you are talking about something, okay? So let's look at the first example. Nos quedamos sin jugo esta mañana. Nos quedamos sin jugo esta mañana. This means we ran out of juice this morning. So let's break this down and let's see how this sentence works. Nos means nos quedamos sin. By the way, we have se over here, se, and that means we can use reflexive pronouns, quedar is the verb, and sin means without. Now, I'm sorry to do this, but I'll be right back in 1 second. I need to check something really quickly, but I'll be back in 1 second. We will continue in 1 second. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so let's continue. Quedarse sin. Once again, remember, quedarse refers to, specifically here, we have the verb and we also have the indication that we can use reflexive pronouns, métese, le, nos, okay? And it's very common to use se as well because it's a reflexive pronoun. We have sin, which means without. Nos quedamos, nosotros, nos quedamos. We don't need nosotros, but we need nos quedamos. Nos is a reflexive pronoun, okay? Nos. And instead of saying se, we're saying nos. And it can also go before the verb. Nos quedamos means, nos quedamos sin, let's include sin, means we ran out of. Then you have the noun jugo. Jugo means juice. Could be any juice. We're not being specific about what kind of juice. So jugo means just juice. Esta means this. Mañana means morning. And mañana also means tomorrow, by the way. Nos quedamos sin jugo esta mañana. We ran out of juice this morning. Okay. Interesting. We have nos quedamos sin, which is, remember what we're learning right now. And nos quedamos sin means we ran out of something. Okay. So let's look at the next example using this phrase. Nos quedamos sin tiempo. I mean, I'm using again nos quedamos, but I can change it so you can see different pronouns being used in this situation, in this example. Nos quedamos sin tiempo. Mañana continuaremos. Okay, so that means we ran out of time. Tomorrow we will continue, or we will continue tomorrow. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. Nos quedamos sin, once again, this whole thing means we ran out of. We're talking about time, something that is not tangible. So you can use quedarse sin with, that kind of, in that kind of situation, like you ran out of time. Tiempo means time. Mañana means tomorrow. Nosotros continuaremos. We don't need nosotros. We need continuaremos, which is the action, the verb. And that whole thing, continuaremos, means we will continue. Okay? So you can change this to something else, just to use a different pronoun over here, reflexive pronoun. Let me just erase all of this. Okay? You can say te quedaste sin. Te quedaste sin. That means you ran out of time. Okay? And then the rest means the same thing. Te quedaste sin tiempo. You ran out of time. Mañana continuaremos. Tomorrow we will continue. Or you can also say me quedé sin tiempo. This means I ran out of time. Okay? I ran out of time. Mañana continuaremos. We will continue tomorrow. Okay? So just keep in mind that you can use those pronouns me, te, le, nos, os as well. Nos as well. So just keep that in mind. I think le is not working here. It's more like me, te quedaste, nos quedamos, nos, os. Okay? So yeah, le it doesn't apply here. Okay. So do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any questions? Remember, by the way, quedarse sin means to run out of something. We could be talking about time. We could be talking about juice, food, things. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Great at work. I was like 3 minutes behind your live. My stream, really? It helps if you refresh the browser, I believe. I think that helps. Me quedé sin mi jugo favorito. Perfect. Perfect. Great example. That's a good example. Excellent. Okay. Lastly, we will talk about phrase number 5. Ir a dejar. Ir a dejar. This means to drop someone off. okay? To drop someone off. It happens you have to drop someone off, and you can use this phrase in that situation. If you want to say to drop someone off, you can say ir a dejar. Sometimes you will have, very likely that you will have another a in there. Ir a dejar a. Ir a dejar a. It looks kind of long, but that means to drop someone off. For example, let's look at some examples. Tengo que ir a dejar a mis hijos a la escuela. Tengo que ir a dejar a mis hijos a la escuela. So many sound. Okay. Sounds. So many sounds. It's the same sound, but it's a. Tengo que ir a dejar a mis hijos a la escuela. And this means I have to drop my kids off at school. That's it. That's the meaning of this sentence. So let's break this down. Yo tengo. We don't have to say yo. We need to say tengo if we want to say I have to do something. When you add que, tengo que, you're adding more to the sentence, of course. So tengo que means I have to. And then the action, ir a dejar a. So that's what we're learning right now. Ir a dejar a. This means drop off. Okay? Drop off. That's it. Then we have mis hijos. Mis means my. Hijos, kids. We're using mis because hijos is plural. Okay? The noun is plural. Hijos, mis hijos, my kids. A, la. When you have a can mean at in some situations, specifically when talking about going to a place, okay, going to a place. So ir a is a common thing to say in Spanish, and that's why we have the phrase ir a dejar a mis hijos, but because we're using ir, and ir a can be used for destinations, going to a place, you have a as well here because you're saying the destination. A la escuela means, la escuela means school. Escuela by itself means school. La escuela means the school. Okay. Tengo que ir a dejar a mis hijos a la escuela. I have to drop my kids off at school. Excellent. Excellent. The next example and the last one is Miguel me va a ir a dejar al aeropuerto. Okay. Miguel me va a ir a dejar al aeropuerto. This means Miguel is going to drop me off at the airport. Okay. He's going to take me to the airport. It's similar to saying that as well. So let's break this down. We have Miguel, which means Miguel, or it's similar to saying Michael. That's the English version of Miguel. Miguel, me va, means is going to. Me va a. By the way, let's include a. Me va a. And that means Miguel is going to do something. Miguel me va a ayudar. Miguel is going to help me. Miguel me va a... let me just put another verb there. Miguel me va a cantar una canción. Miguel is going to sing a song to me. Okay, so this is very interesting. We have a reflexive pronoun here. Me refers to Miguel. And then ir a, remember ir a, this is, by the way, this is the verb ir, conjugated, of course. Ir is an irregular verb, very regular. So, and it also has many meanings. So when you say va a, you're saying that someone is going to do something. In this situation, we have the phrase ir a dejar a. Okay, ir a dejar a. So we have al because when you have a and you have the definite article masculine, él, a él, you don't say that in Spanish. A él becomes al. Okay, al. You get rid of the two words and you only have one word, al. So that's why we have al, but that means drop me off, and we are talking about a destination, at, and then we have aeropuerto, aeropuerto, the airport. That's the meaning of the word aeropuerto, or al aeropuerto means at the airport. Okay, sometimes it can mean to the airport. If a taxi driver asks you in Spanish, ¿a dónde quiere ir? Where would you like to go? Where do you want to go? You can say al aeropuerto, and that means to the airport. Okay, okay, okay. So that can also mean to the airport, or it can mean in this situation at the airport. Okay, context matters for sure, for sure. Okay, so remember, ir a dejar a means to drop someone off at a destination. Okay, you are specifying that you're going to a place. If you don't have to specify where you're gonna drop someone off, then you can not add the second a. Okay, so you can say lo voy a ir a dejar. I'm going to drop him off. You know, or I'm gonna take this person to a place. You're not specifying. But if you want to specify the location, the place, then you can use a to add that to the sentence. Okay, just like we did over here. A, and we did over here a. Okay, so we are just adding the location there. We're being specific. Okay, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Excellent. Do you guys have any questions? Vamos a dejar a mis padres al lugar. Oh, lugar del, oh my. That's technically correct, but it's an interesting example. Great at work. Also, remember, you can say, you can use this second a or a if you want to say the person. Okay, like could be your kids, could be your friends, or your friend or a specific person like Miguel, or you're also saying, you can add that information as well, just like I did here. So and then it's worth noting that the third A is the destination. So the first one is the phrase, right? Ir a dejar. And then if you add the first A, that means you could be talking about the person, the people. And then the third A can be used for destination, or it can be the other way around. You can say, tengo que ir a dejar a la escuela a mis hijos. Okay, so it depends. You can be a bit flexible when using this phrase and using all the A's. I'm referring to this, of course, and the information you want to provide, of course. Oh boy. That's it. Thank you guys for watching this stream. Do you have any questions, by the way? Any questions? Thank you for sharing the examples. Great at work. The last one is quite interesting, I must say. It's technically grammatically correct. I'm just gonna let you know that for sure, but it's an interesting example. Okay, so any questions? Please explain the me va a ir again. Me va a ir. This part here. Me va a ir a dejar. Okay, really quickly. I can explain this. When you have a subject here, Miguel me va a. This is the verb ir. Ir a. Ir means to go. It can mean to go as in going to a place. Ir a la tienda. Voy a la tienda. I'm going to the store. Ir is a very regular verb. So va, boy, means it's the verb ir. Okay? Ir. And it's crazy. It's very irregular. It can be very confusing because it's super irregular. So yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos. Okay, so that's the ir verb conjugated in present tense. So when you have the, for example, a person right here, right? And then me, you can use the reflexive pronoun me. Miguel me va. Of course, this is ir conjugated. Miguel me va a. It means Miguel is going to. We're not talking about anything else. We're talking about that Miguel is going to do something. Okay? So you can change this to different things. Just let me show you how, so you can get an idea. Okay. Yo me voy a dormir. Yo me voy a dormir. I could not use yo. I could just remove yo. And but I can leave it there. I can leave it there. And this means I am going to sleep. Okay, I'm going to sleep. That's an easy example. And we have me. voy a. This is the verb ir, okay? Yo me voy a dormir. I'm going to sleep. You can change this to something else. For example, nos vamos a dormir. And it's the same thing, but we're saying we are going to sleep. Going to sleep. You could say nosotros nos vamos a dormir. Nosotros means we, but we don't need it. So you can just say nos vamos a dormir. We're going to sleep. So technically what you're using here is irse a. Okay? Irse a. And that means to go to. But this is the indication that you can use reflexive pronouns before ir, or you can also add it to the verb. You can add it in to the verb and that becomes one word. Depends on what you want to say, but irse a means to go to, and you can use reflexive pronouns. That's why you can say te vas a. Te vas a, that means you are going to. Okay? So this is the verb ir conjugated. A stays the same. And then we have the reflexive pronoun. Okay? Te. You can say tú te vas a if you want to say, two pronouns, tú and te, but we don't say that too often in Spanish. We don't use those pronouns, personal pronouns, too often. So, but we use reflexive pronouns all the time. So just keep that in mind. That's why I have only te vas a. Okay? You can also say nos vamos a. We are going to. Nos vamos a la playa. We're going to the beach. Nos vamos a trabajar. We're going to work. Okay? So that's an important little phrasal verb that it's used a lot in Spanish. Irse a. Okay? Or ir a. Excellent. Great question, by the way. And by the way, welcome, Janko Juan. Gracias, como siempre. Excellent. So I hope that helped, Janko Juan. And thank you, Great at Work, of course, for the examples. And for just being here and watching this stream. Thank you so much. And for being a member. Thank you to both of you, Janko Juan and Great at Work. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like this stream, please give it a like. That helps me a lot. And remember that I live stream every week. So if you don't want to miss out the streams, you can click on the bell icon and then activate all the notifications. And YouTube will let you know every time I live stream. Excellent. Remember that I have a Spanish community on Discord. So if you want to join, you can do that for free. You can find the link in the video description or the stream description down below. Remember to read the rules before joining the community. And that's it, guys. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Take care. Hasta luego. Nos vemos a la próxima. Adiós.